Hey everybody, another fabulous edition of Bird Brain 66 with my good buddy Brian Bretsch on my left or my right. What's up, Brian?
It's all good, Andy. One of these days we'll figure out who's where, but I like how you open every single time, so it's all good in yourself.
I'm doing great because I never know which side we're actually on unless somebody else is on here with us. So then we're on the
Yeah,
top or bottom or whatever. But anyway, we are going to look at another fabulous card set from Topps this time. It'll be the 2015 Top Stadium Club or 2015 Stadium Club, which however you want to look at it, because it's been deemed both within various places like eBay or databases or whatever. So with that, oh, by the way, there's 300 cards in the set with 14 Cardinals. So throw ahead and throw that out there. And I'll let you get started with your first card in this set. Pretty cool little set. Not very
it
many.
is. It's a great little run. Some players in there always questionable as to how they select, and we'll get into that in just a little bit as we go along. I particularly like this set because it's a combination of color and black and white photos. So I'm going to start out with everyone's fan favorite here, Stan the Man Musial, with not one, not two, but six bats that he is holding. Love that particular look. And Andy and I, as you will always hear us talk about on these different shows, love the black and white card. So I'm kicking it off with Stan the Man, and it's a great looking shot. I know they've used it on a couple of different cards, but that's one of my favorites. Kicking everything off. What about you? What do you have?
I got Mr. Cepeda right there. Cha Cha Boom, or what else we got? Cha Cha, the baby bull. There we go. There he is. Another Hall of Famer. Great action shot right here. So glad to see that because it's good when they actually use action shots instead of always pose shots. And you did mention the black and white, which is really cool. But if you flip over the card, there's a nice color portrait on the back of the card with some statistics from each player's background there. So very cool. Nice photography here back in the day for whoever took that photo.
hmm
Kudos to
And
them.
glad they had the rights to give us something different of Cha-Cha. I have seen that on only a handful of other cards, but never in black and white. So I really like that. This one is another fan favorite. It's not in black and white, but again, appreciate that Topps took some time to add Terry Pendleton to the mix. He doesn't get a lot of love, as a lot of players that Andy and I talk about. It's always going to Ozzie and Mark McGuire, and now it'll be Mark McGuire, Ozzie, and Albert Pujols. But it's great to show people like Terry Pendleton was a great third baseman for the Cardinals and for the Atlanta Braves. So love this particular look. And again, it's an action shot, so always cool to see these guys playing in the field.
I got Wayno as the next one. Nice leg kick there. And this particular year, the Cardinals won 100 games in 2015. But the interesting thing is, Wayno went out early with an Achilles tear. So I believe he only had two wins that year out of the 100. So the interesting thing I always notice is that Wayno seems to be out a lot of the years that they have a great deal of success, it seems like.
Right. Well, you know what I liked about this particular year for the Cardinals. In fact, I was looking it up. He is not in this particular set, but John Lackey was a member of the team. They actually had five starters in the 2015 season that had double digits in victories, and the guy who led the staff, believe it or not, was Michael Waka. So love that. And unfortunately, Michael's not in this set
Right.
either. But John Lackey came in and I think picked up 13 wins.
That's a really cool shot of Colton Wong there.
Just looks like one of those walk-off home runs just by the expression on his face. He did have the flair for the dramatics, at bat, although sometimes we know that he fell asleep on the base pass, which, drove the fans crazy. But overall, I think in the end, everyone liked him. Hated to see him depart and end up on the Brewers, but great action shot of Colton Wong.
I got the one and only Mark Reynolds next. I don't know how many people remember that Mark actually played for the Cardinals, but he did. Played first base, and as you can see, that is a spring training photo there based on the jersey. So it always makes you wonder, as Tops or whatever card company happens to be putting things out during the year, why they couldn't include guys that actually played on the team during that particular season, or they just go ahead and select these randomly at the beginning of the season. So always interesting in how they get to their particular selections on photos and players.
Interesting information. I looked up Mark Reynolds because, yeah, another one of those guys that surprised me. And, after I did a little bit of research, I do remember that he did play for the Cardinals. 140 games, believe it or not, in 2015. He did hit 13 home runs. So I know that he had a couple of memorable ones. But anyway, he did have a little bit of power. And I guess he filled the void, with Albert being gone in LA and Matt Adams kind of bouncing back and forth between playing first in the outfield. Here's another guy I think deserves a little bit more love. Trevor Rosenthal. I almost said Rosenthal. Trevor Rosenthal, great Cardinal closer, was in a long line of closers. I know he had a couple of injuries here and there. Still throws every now and then. Who knows? Maybe he could be back this season with the Cardinals.
He might be, yeah, he
Just
might be on the roster. You know how we like to bring these guys back.
victory tours, last celebration. So love Trevor Rosenthal. Thought he was a good closer. What do you got next?
Marp, there he is. Believe it or not, you just talked about home runs. He actually led the team in home runs and RBIs in 2015. I believe he had 28 home runs that year and 84 RBIs, but he also led the league in doubles, which Carpenter was famous for, is his ability to rake out a bunch of doubles. And you can see him with the beard
Hmm.
and without the beard.
Oh, interesting. I don't know if I knew that or not. Without the beard, that's a cool shot.
Yeah, so thought that's pretty cool. That's how they did that particular card there.
Believe it or not, this guy made the set. I just, I don't
I'm shocked. I'm completely shocked.
But you know what though? I do like this shot. That's the only reason why I'm showing it. And again, no knock against Ozzy. I could have,
Well,
you
I
know,
don't recall seeing that photo anywhere on a card. Pretty,
agree.
yeah.
It's a really, really sharp shot. So that's the one thing I do like about this particular set. I like it that there's no border. It's just nice and clear. It's a really good card stock. Great photos of everybody. I mean, I don't really see a dud in the, I mean, maybe a player choice, but I don't really see a dud in terms of the actual action shot or
There he
portrait
is,
shot.
the original franchise, Mr. Brock. There he is, managing the Cardinals. Just kidding. He's just sitting on the top step there, taking in the game. But yeah,
Yep.
another great photo. Haven't seen this one utilized before or since this particular set. So that's pretty cool. And then you get the obviously the photo on the back of the headshot there. But
Yep.
yeah, good job on the black and white photos in this particular set, and all the photos actually.
And even though he was kind of an enigma with his choices and stuff, great shot of Jason Hayward in sitting in the dugout watching the game. Love that particular shot of him. And again, I would say on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest, I would probably give this set a ranking of 5. I like everything about it. Just wish there was more than 14 players, in the set. Wish they would have, threw in a couple of guys. Michael Waka, why was he not in the set? There's so many others, but who else is missing? I'm looking here right now.
Well, it's not this guy, Matt Holliday.
Well,
As you can see, it even says it on there, home run. So there you go, he's doing a home run trot. Not Holliday's best season with the Cardinals either that particular year. I think he only had 2 or 4 home runs that in 2015 with the Cardinals, if I remember correctly.
yeah,
But nonetheless, still a great Cardinal. So
and a great career.
yeah, great career.
I know he had
Hall,
big shoes
he'd
to
be a,
fill.
he should be in a Hall of Fame. He had a very nice career.
Yep. Well, you know who's missing in this set is Yachty.
Yeah,
Unbelievable that they
I know.
choose Mark Reynolds over Yadier Molina. So, hey, I was going to look up a couple of things. I'm going to put you on the spot because you usually are good about doing
Hold
that to
on.
me.
We don't forget, we got one more.
Oh yeah, Matt. Oh, still my favorite moment of his is hitting that monster home run off of Clayton Kershaw.
Yes.
And just watching him, throw his hands up in the air and dance around the bases like he did, that was just awesome. And just watching Kershaw just like shoulders drop and just could not believe that Adams, I mean, he didn't just take him deep. I mean, he actually crushed
Yeah.
that pitch. And I think they were either down 2-0 or 2-1, the Cardinals in the seventh. And he brought him. I mean, all I know is that they took a 3-2 lead. It was either a 3-run shot or a 2-run shot. But anyway, so a couple of quick things for you. Do you remember who won the World Series in 2015? American League team.
Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Was it Cleveland by chance?
Mm, no, no chance on Cleveland.
No, never mind. It wouldn't be Cleveland. Scratch that. Hold on
That's
just a
right.
second.
They're still searching for that first one since the 40s.
I don't know
Uh,
why. I don't even know why I said Cleveland. That's a bad. That's, I know they were. Man.
Salvi Perez, catcher for
Oh,
this team.
the Royals.
There you go. They beat the Mets 4-1, and the Cardinals lost in the postseason to the Cubbies 3 games to 1. Um, I also added that four guys were elected to Cooperstown. Craig Biggio, which still, I think that was just because he was so good to the press I mean, he had impressive numbers. I don't know if I would consider him a Hall of Famer or not. 3,000 plus hits. I think that's automatically gets you in, so I'll shut up on him. Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, and John Smoltz. John Smoltz, of course, pitched his last season with the Cardinals. Pitched 7 games for us in 2009 and was 1-3. So he did win his final game as a member of the Cardinals. Believe it or not, he had 40 strikeouts. I couldn't believe that he had that many strikeouts. So impressive. Anything off the top of your head? Any pop culture or anything?
Pop culture. Let's see. 2015, I actually went to see the Foo Fighters on the 4th of July at RFK Stadium. They had kind of a music festival. They were the headliner, obviously, because it was their 20th anniversary tour. Other bands that were there were Heart, Joan Jett, Buddy Guy, LL Cool J, and a couple other bands. No, I'm leaving somebody out, but it was like 9 hours long, and I
Wow.
stood up right next to the stage and never went to the bathroom the entire time. I don't know how I was able to do that, but I made it through the entire concert just so I wouldn't lose my spot because it was standing room only down on the field. And that was the same year that Grohl broke his leg on stage earlier that year, and he came out with his big throne to still be able to perform. So that Van Halen was on tour that year. I did see Van Halen also that year, and that was on the Tokyo Dome tour. I know that album's got mixed reviews because obviously David Lee Roth singing live is not the same David Lee Roth singing in the studio.
Mhm.
Nonetheless, the music is outstanding on the album. You know, you can get over Dave's vocals, but that's going on. Uptown Funk was the number one song in 2015, and there's a debate between Jurassic World or the 100th episode of Star Wars that year. One was Jurassic World was domestic, and Star Wars was like worldwide. So there you go. That's what I got for 2015.
Man, you came prepared. I'm excited. All righty. Well, hey everybody. We had a few technical glitches before we got started, so I'm glad we got it all worked out. We hope you enjoyed this. As Andy said at the top of the show, this is going to be our year of the five since it's 2025. We're going to take a look at sets here at
Actually,
the
I don't.
beginning.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I don't think I said it at the top of the show. I think I said it during one of our technical glitches we had before that, but I'm glad you brought that up. Go ahead
Yeah.
and talk
So
about
we
that.
Yeah, so we will be featuring since it's 2025, we'll be going all the way back to 1955 and taking a look at different sets that ended in '05 to kick off the year until the 2025 Topps Panini Fanatics whatever um, comes out. So hopefully all the players that are on the team currently will actually be recognized and we don't get 85 different Ozzie Smith and Albert Pujols cards, which we know are coming. Hey, how about more Simba? How about more Terry Pendleton, John Tudor, Tim McCarver, Al Rabowski, Kurt Flood, just to name a few. How about some of
Willie
those guys on the
McGee. How
set?
about the Willie McGee in there?
Absolutely. Willie McGee and Vince Coleman for that matter. So with that, hey, we're everywhere on social anymore. Facebook, Twitter, X, that's the same thing, of course. Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads. So take a look for us. And more than anything, we hope that you guys enjoy this format on YouTube. Please subscribe. So with that, we will catch you with another show ending in the fives here in the next week or so.
All right, everybody. Thanks. Appreciate it. And we will see you next time with something fabulous, as always.